Welcome to episode 3-4 Do-Over of the Nicola Valley Talk, a podcast provided by ExperienceNicolaValley.com bloggers, which I am fortunate to be gracing the screen with one of them right now, my co-host, Miss Tanya Stewart. Tourism Nicola Valley, we'd also like to thank them, experiencemerit.com travel website, for also, this is part of that podcast system, which by all accounts, according to my numbers, and I was pretty good at math, Tanya, that makes it the best travel and adventure resource in the Nicola Valley. Exact.
That's so great to hear, Greg. I'm telling you,
Excellent.
I'm so excited tonight. I get to play kind of like a semi-guest on your show or
Yep.
on our show, and I am looking forward to Melva. Wow, what a
Oh,
lady!
I'm just being honored that I get to be your sidekick for one episode. That's a pretty big bonus. So Nickel Valley Talk, for all of you newbies out there, if you're missing this good story of what Experience Nickel Valley and the group has built up, is broadcast live every Thursday at 7 p.m. PST from Merritt, British Columbia, Canada. Home of a lake a day for as long as you stay. My name, if you haven't figured that one out, because it's right on the screen, my name is Greg Gerard. I am your guest host tonight, and this beside me, the
Is
owner of the show is Tanya Stewart, and we are the co-host for this special edition of Nickel Valley Talk. Right, Tanya?
That's right, and looking forward to it. I'm so happy to see that Melva's going to be on here. What an awesome lady! She knows her stuff. I'm telling you, people, you're in for a treat tonight.
And in honor of the great Melvina White, we have a customized screen here with her name up in bold print and her email address. So when you hear this feel good story of what's happening here in Merritt, British Columbia, you're going to have to be putting that email into your email system and contacting her and asking her more questions. I mean, you're pretty much might as well start writing that down right now. We do hope, knock on wood, the internet gods are with us tonight so we can bring you a static free show. So, if you are hearing something that we're not hearing, there is a little chat thing that's right on your screen and the comments below this show. You can be talking to us while we are talking to Melvina White. You could be asking Tanya questions, you could be asking me questions, and all of that we will see and we will try to address as many as we can. But again, when you have billions of viewers, it gets tough. It gets really tough. So last week was thunder and lightning. This week we're doing sun and blue skies broadcasting. But then again, this is a live show. You know what? And stuff happens, right, Tanya?
Oh, oh yes, I could write a book on some of the things that can happen and that have
Exactly.
happened.
Exactly. Both of us, we put both our shows together. We got a wing dinger going.
Yes, we do, and speaking of things that can happen, I mean, I'm telling you, at the moment you're petrified, but then later you laugh about it, right? It's like, oh
Yep.
well, it's live.
It's right. It's right. Well, that's why we bring on quality guests from the Nickel Valley, or I should say, your team brings on the quality guests of the Nickel Valley. And this week we have Melvina White, Vice President of the Merritt Nickel Valley Destination Marketing Society, aka Tourism Nickel Valley, otherwise known really short TNV. Don't get it confused with anyone else. Let me just repeat those. Merritt and Nickel Valley Destination Marketing Society, aka Tourism Nickel Valley, otherwise known as TNV. Since the Merritt Nickel Valley Destination Marketing Society Incorporated, it started as a not for profit organization, and please correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe it was in 2012. TNV has grown from being an organization just of hotels and motels, Tanya, but now it includes 40 plus small local businesses as part of that group. And it's growing with some new things that Melvina will be talking about. And that's exciting, right?
Oh, it is, and I mean, what a great thing for our community, and like these businesses, they're amazing. Shop
Yep.
in our own town, shop in local.
Exactly. Shop, shop local. Don't forget, it was just over 2 years ago that what happened is they kicked in this new program called Tourism Nicola Valley. Kicked in the new. They put the pedal to the metal, Tanya, and they kicked into high gear. And they brought in some tourism efforts and marketing of Nicola Valley, and they really wanted to promote Four Seasons Adventures. They saw an opportunity here, so TMV started and implemented the Experience Nickel Valley program into their online marketing and business promotion strategy, which Tanya, you are a big part of. Why don't you give us a little breeze on all that?
Well, as people know, I do the Nicola Valley Talk. I also am a blogger, an eco environment blogger. I believe in our ecosystem, and I believe in reusing, recycling, reducing, and rethinking everything. And so I do blogging and have done a numerous amount of blogs, some for businesses, some for the environment, and get to meet tons and tons of amazing people.
That's the best part.
Yes. People in this community are amazing. I mean, you see them on the streets, but you never really talk to them. But when you start talking to them, they become your best friends. And it's
Exactly.
amazing. People are amazing.
Yeah. So if you've been like lost in the woods and you haven't been around for 2 years and say you're just finding your way back to the Nickel Valley and you've actually hasn't picked up a paper, radio, or talked to anyone in 2 years, let me tell you, the Experienced Nickel Valley program, let me tell you what it is. It's a small and rural community authentic marketing platform and training program specifically designed for the needs of small and rural communities who in a lot of cases lack the skills, the funding, the staff, and the time because all the models out there are built for the giants, Toronto and Vancouver. So it was interesting that they implemented this program and it was created by the team, acanadatravel.com, the HL marketing, some two brothers, some dudes that created this thing. And they specialize in small town and rural community marketing. So Tourism Nicola Valley, Tanya, was the first pilot to try out this new way of doing small and rural tourism. And Melvina White, our guest today, is going to share the successes, the challenges, and the future opportunities of with us tonight, with me and you, Tanya, and our million and billion of our viewers,
Oh, yeah.
right?
Oh,
Um,
many
Oh, too
fans.
many. And I love to see you all from around the world. Love you guys. Thank you for tuning in. I know most of you are shy, and that's cool too. Opportunities tonight, she's going to help us explain where this program sort of fits in and how it's morphed throughout the community and the future of her program with the Tourism Nickel Valley Group, Experience Nickel Valley bloggers, and experiencemerit.com. So I think right now, Tanya, we should put our hands together, our virtual hands together, and welcome Melvina White, of the Vice President of Tourism Nickel Valley, to the show. Welcome, Miss White. How are you today?
I am just fine.
Excellent. Thank you for coming to the best thing that's ever happened since sliced bread in the Nickel Valley.
Well, I have to agree with that.
There you go.
I,
Start. See, we're already getting along. This is going to be a great interview. No hard questions now. We're already getting along. So Mel, um, we gave a little bit of a blurb in the intro and sort of touched on some touchy things. And Tanya, luckily, we got her here to back me up on it. You sort of could you share maybe a little bit about yourself, the goals, the mission, the mandate of the Merit Nicola Valley Destination Marketing Society, aka Tourism Nicola Valley, aka TNV?
well, uh, I've been with Tourism Nicola Valley for about 12 years. And over the years, it's been a little bit of a challenge of just trying to figure out how to develop and get tourism going in the community.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and about four
And what
years,
about and you got 12 years you've put into this association. You have you've been a big part of that. Now you've come up with this new program, Mel, and now you've got some great goals ahead. What are some of the things you're looking forward to? For some of the goals, maybe a mission or so, or the mandate.
um, well, the whole Tourism Nicola Valley mandate has the mandate itself has never changed, but uh, over the last few years, we've mandated to take leadership within the community and the region and create a destination marketing society that'll have a functioning tourism system in and integrating marketing and visitor servicing and product development.
Wow.
And that seems to be happening and coming together quite nicely.
Yeah, and I'm assuming that this your TNV group and your bloggers and some of the small communities, I am sure they're all very happy that you guys have taken this direction, and that sort of gives me a little bit of a lead in, Mel, to my next question, is the Experience Nickel Valley blogger program has exceeded in a lot of ways our wildest dreams, not only online but also the training that comes with it. The ENV program is like a TNV flagship, right, Tanya? It's the key sort of the pillar right now. And already the ENV storytelling program has published its 200 stories. So I'm going to get this straight, 200 story, right? So if I do the math again, I'm going to show off my grade 3 math. That is 200 more pages online pointing travelers to the Nicola Valley. Each page should position, I don't know, 2 or 3 various searches out there. So in typical, what we're doing, Mel, is those 200 pages are actually creating 600 pages of new information marketing the experience in Nicola Valley. So Mel, I know I like to ramble, and I'm proud of that. But Melvina, here's my question. Could you share with us, provide us a little bit of a peekaboo into some of the milestones and accolades the program has received in the last year?
Well, like you say, our stories are showing up over 2,000 top Merit, Nicola Valley, and regional keyword phrases on the first page
Wow,
of search engines, like
that's impressive.
Wow.
in Firefox. Um, we've been in August of 2020. We were recognized in the BC Magazine as 1 out of 5 businesses that were not sitting in limbo waiting for our tourism associations to provide solutions to our tourism dilemma,
Yeah.
um, and the COVID-19. We've been grabbing serious global attention. The ENV program's been used as a training example and showcased in the United States, the United Kingdom, and Australia.
Woo!
Oh,
And we'll soon be announcing an expansion of 3 more communities that are coming on board. And we are so excited about that because with what we've got, with what we've developed in Merritt, and these 3 other communities will almost triple what we've been doing here, and it'll be it's exciting. It's something that we can't wait for.
You know what? For some reason, I'm feeling that, and I think it's been feeling that way for a long time. It you're very proud of where you've come from with this program and some of the dents you've made, right, Mel? Some of the dents you've made into tourism, some of the roadblocks you're pretty proud, and I think you guys deserve a lot for what you've accomplished.
Yeah, and we've had some help along the way.
Yeah,
We've had, we've had some great organizations support us, such as Community Futures and Work BC. The businesses in the community have been absolutely unbelievable.
yeah.
Um, they've been so supportive, and we try and fit them all in and get as much
Mhm.
information out there as we can about them.
Yep.
And I think that they're happy with that, and at least they say they are. So
Yeah. Well, I think we got some inside information. I mean, we've got like a whole bunch of support letters and over 40 or 50 testimonials that have been written in, and then also the ones that are on the website. So I think it's pretty safe to assume that people are pretty happy. And Tanya, you being on the front line, what do you think? What are you hearing?
well, that's all I hear is such great things, and what's being done for the community. And from what people are saying is that we didn't sit on our rumps and let COVID take over everything, and to future our community. We worked even harder, right,
Yeah.
when COVID
Yeah.
struck. And Malva, I mean, all the things, the milestones that you've been saying, and everything in the community, I can tell you, people call me up and tell me that's all they're seeing is Experience Nicola Valley Tourism, A Canada, the two brothers, Melva. It's just great, and I
Hmm.
hear it all the time.
Yeah.
Hard work, everyone. That's
It is,
basically it.
and it's I could savor my own personal feeling from the bro and I, Junior and I, is that We're extremely proud of you guys for what you've accomplished. This is a unique program. I don't see anything out there that I've found, and you guys are leading the way with this, and you're making some incredible gains. I don't know any community right now that I've come across globally that has made 600 new pages position on search engines during COVID. I don't think anyone's coming close to that at all.
And one more thing I want to add too is there's a lot of people that have moved away from our community and that read the stories, the blogs, and watch the shows and that because they want to still feel that family, that community
Yep.
togetherness,
Yep.
belonging here, right?
Yep. Yep. So Mel, that here's a little segue, and that was a good little segue there. I enjoyed that. Mel, this is it safe to say that the other initiative, which is the experiencemerit.com, okay, that's a whole different beast out there, right? That's in essence, that's the largest Nicola Valley travel planning and booking website in the region. And it's also unique in that it's connected. And this is what a lot of people don't understand. Instead of being a solo site sitting there all by themselves trying to get the traveler in, the experiencemerit.com website is connected to 1,000 other communities. We're sharing a higher volume of travelers. We're connecting on Penticton searches, on Kelowna searches. We're all coming up on that. And that's a huge factor. So maybe, and I gave you a little bit, maybe a background there, but Mel, is there, what is new with the experience.com website? What have you guys been doing there?
Well, there's over 60 website pages on that experiencemerit.com.
Wow.
And just through the COVID year, the traffic's up over 120% over 2019.
That's a COVID year.
That's over the COVID, yes. And yeah, and it sometimes I can't keep up with all the emails.
That's a good thing.
That's a good thing. Yeah, yeah, exactly. So and the experiencemerit.com also is part of which we're going to talk a little bit, but I'm going to throw it out there now just to give it a little kudos. It's also part of the new highway sign project, which again we're going to cover in a little bit. So I'm just going to put that out there. So Mel, in the last year, the region, okay, the country, the world, and the industry have been hit by COVID. It's been devastating to small businesses, and I know this from our contacts in Canada and also throughout the tourism community globally. It's shaken it to its core and hurt a lot of small communities and small business. So, however, and let's make a big asterisk, big asterisk there. Dot. However, while others have been waiting around, not sure what to do during these changing times when everything's changing, playbooks are changing, yada, yada, traveler trends are changing. Tourism Nicola Valley has been busy on many innovative and authentic type of projects, such initiatives, right? So can you please tell us a bit about some of the new projects starting maybe with the two highway signs that we sort of leg weight into that and what they're doing and a little story behind the highway signs, and then we can go on to the other things.
Well, one of the directions that we've taken and have decided we would build on was to promote our four seasons, because we have four distinct seasons in Merritt. So the highway signs are showcasing our four seasons. We've got a snowmobiler, we've got a fisherman, we've got mountain biking, and you can't miss them. They're 32 by 12 feet. So if you miss glasses. And one of them is located on the connector coming into Merritt from Kelowna, and the other one's on the Coquihalla just before the first exit coming from Kamloops.
That's pretty powerful spots.
They are, and they're very visible, and yeah, and they're basically say, come in and see what we've got around here, because we've got something to do for each season of the year.
Hallelujah. I mean, come on. We've got 4 beautiful seasons here. We got all the environment, the physical inventory to make it happen. Our locals, Tanya, you're a local.
Mhm.
Don't we have some great 4 seasons here?
Oh, we do. I mean, you can dirt ride just about all year round. You know, it doesn't need to be the summer. You can go up in the mountains. You can use different kind of tires. Yeah, we have 4 seasons here, and we need to utilize them because I mean, it's a beautiful area.
One of
And
the things that I'm really, really excited about is we have the Fishing the Wild West TV show coming in May, and I am very excited about that.
yep, yep.
It's going to be a great experience. It's going to be a great thing for the town and the community, and we can involve the pretty much the whole community in various ways once he gets here, and we have some things we have to kind of wait and see how COVID's going to go for that time, but we can still have a lot of interesting things going on, and include pretty much everybody that wants to be included in some
Yep,
way or another.
yep. You
Uh,
know what, Mel? Sorry to interrupt, but there's one thing that's really cool. Like Tanya and I both have had a chance to talk with Wes David, and he is stoked on coming here. But one of the things too, I think it's really important to note here is developing an ice fishing industry is going to bring in a winter tourism market, which we don't have right now. We're not
Mhm.
utilizing, and that's going to bring in new money for small businesses, and that's huge. These guys come out, they bring their tents, they stay in our accommodation. They're not going to tent out. They're not going to a campground. They're staying in accommodations. And then they're going to go ice fish because we have a lake a day for as long as you stay. And also, and correct me if I'm wrong, guys, but doesn't West David's show have like 30 million viewers?
Something like that, 30 or 32 million, somewhere in that area, which is,
Yeah.
I mean, even 1% of them is puts Merritt on the map.
And good
So
job to.
technically, we could keep him here for 220 something odd days, a lake a day, as long as he stays.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. And we get a video a day.
Wait till we get here before we push that.
Yeah. Yeah. So Mel, maybe what you can do is then if there is then we gotta talk, we gotta bring up Nicola Valley Talk. That was something that came about because of COVID, because everyone was indoors, people weren't going out. So Nicola Valley Talk came around, and Tanya has been hosting that show. And it's actually been, and I think Tanya brought it up on one of her shows, it's been a great way to actually meet the store owners and small businesses on a personal level. Like we see them, we say hi to them, but we actually got to connect with them on a personal level through Nicola Valley Talk. So maybe you, and of course, Tanya, your feedback, tell us a bit about the program and what it's done and what you're hearing and what you're seeing. Mel, maybe you could start.
Um, no, I think it's been a great tool for the local businesses in a number of different ways. Not only for us to meet them on a personal level, but I think having them being able to talk even to the public gives the public a sense of a personal connection with them, and makes them think, oh, maybe I better go see what they've got going on down there, and
Yep.
maybe there's this business that they never went in because they didn't really know anything about it. So now
Yep.
they know who owns it, they know what's going on there, they know what they're offering, and so now they may check it out, which I
And
think has been
yep.
happening.
Oh, I've been hearing it too. And Tanya, I'm sure you can add to that.
Well, I definitely agree with Melva on everything she said. I mean, I don't have to say anything more than, yeah, it puts the people on a personal level and it puts a face to the name of the store,
Bingo.
which is
Yeah.
great.
Yeah. And I don't know about you guys, uh, but I find that I'm actually getting a connection with these people, even though if they're overseas or I don't know them. All of a sudden now, if I met them, it would be like, "Hey, buddy, how you doing? It's nice to see you again." It's like more personal, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
So,
not only for the businesses, but for the nonprofits, and
yeah,
bringing some uh, whatever, bringing
More
some,
funding for tourism.
and yeah, and other people of interest to the community.
yeah,
So I just think that this talk show is one of the, like, it's a very positive thing that we
yeah.
can be doing, I think.
I think you're bang on that as well. I think that's very, very true. So, Mel, maybe you might want to touch on, and Tanya, because I know you've been sort of following it as well. What about this sort of thing that we've come up because of COVID? And West David was going to come up for ice fishing, but we sort of came up with a backdoor plan or a backup plan. Maybe you could tell them about that ice fishing contest.
Well, yeah, we wanted to bring him for, he was going to do an ice fishing segment for the show, but because of the travel ban, um, we couldn't bring him in, and we couldn't go past the date that he was available because of the weather. There wouldn't have been any ice, or we'd have been fishing him out of the sea. But um, so we came up with a ice fishing picture contest, photo contest. And the photos are, right now we have, I think, what do we get, our 37th photo?
Around there, yeah. It's
Something
gonna
like,
it's gonna hit it's gonna hit over 50, I think.
yeah, and they're still coming in. And so Wes will um, pick a photo out of there, and it'll be featured on his show. And it's quite the contest. So
Yeah. And
you've got a picture of ice fishing, get it
yep,
in.
exactly. And the thing is too is hey man, you icers, we're coming up to a weekend. Go get some ice, go plant yourself on some ice, plop a line, and maybe you'll win $100 of fishing gear, and your photo will be shown to 30 million viewers about you and your great catch or small catch or happy face or whatever you decide you want to put on there. Right? Other thing that's new, and I'm not what we're going to be probably starting and putting up on the social media, you guys for TNV, Experience Nicola Valley, and Experience Merit, is we're now going to be putting on a 5 free training webinars that are going to be featuring small business marketing tips. And they're going to be all for exclusively for the Nicola Valley. So only Nicola Valley members can do it. And there'll be a Nickel Valley, meaning Aspen Grove, Ashcroft, all the Logan Lake, Cache Creek, all the small businesses, nonprofits, and them will be able to come online and participate and sign up for these training. And it's going to be great because you're going to learn a whole bunch of things that are going to help you through the system. So keep your eye on our social media there. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. Don't miss this. It's limited seating because we want to keep it personal and we want to have questions. So it's going to be very, very personal, very, very good detail. And there's 5 different things that will be announced tomorrow or the next day. So follow our pages. Don't be crazy. Don't be silly. Follow, 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 and share, share, share. That's our motto. So I just wanted to throw that in there. I figured, why not, Mel?
And it's going to be the largest resource library around.
Oh, yeah. So this thing's going to be, once you're a TNV member, you're going to have access to a whole bunch of training that's from around the world. There'll be international trainer, there'll be courses, there'll be checklists. It's going to be quite the system. So you better be signing up to TNV if you want to be part of this and get a hold of this, because it's going to be quite incredible. And I'm really excited, and I'm really excited the way it's starting to shape up. And it'll be starting with 5 webinars. Again, starting tomorrow. Tourism is changing because of COVID. The old tourism playbooks, well, you know what, guys? They're probably, that old tourism playbook is probably going to be better used as a paper airplane or fire starter right now, because it ain't going to cut it. New playbooks are being written as we speak by innovative, forward-thinking people, entrepreneurs, small businesses. Travel habits are changing. Trends are morphing because of COVID. It's not going to be the same at the end. There's going to be transition. There's going to be different habits. There's going to be different interests. So the industry has never seen change like this before. And it's been so drastic, it's even caught some of our tourism associations off guard and flat footed. But I know this for a fact, it did not catch Tourism Nicola Valley flat footed. So, what does Tourism Nicola Valley have planned for the future with the resource library? Is there anything else that we can talk about here a little bit, or we want to keep those sort of secret and because it's sort of top secret James Bond 007 stuff?
Well, we've talked about what our short-term goals were. We were we throughout the COVID year, we were prioritizing training and promoting merit in the Nicola Valley with social distancing activities.
Mm-hmm.
And we've basically been planning for tourism and economic recovery using the Experience Nicola Valley platform.
Mm-hmm.
We've also been using the time to develop new initiatives and expand on our existing projects. And I think that we've done that, and we've got some we've got some
Don't put so much pressure on your hand.
We've got some long-term goals that have come out of that, and we've been thinking quite big, I think,
Yep.
with everything that's been going on, and through this, with the help of A Canada Travel, and we've made some pretty unbelievable world connections that wouldn't have happened without this program, and I believe that some of the inspiration and innovation that innovative ideas that have come from these connections have been a big shot in the arm to both TNV and Experience Nicola Valley. And our long-term goal is just to we want to create a tourism destination marketing society that includes visitor servicing and product development. And I think we're well on our way for that. And I think we've been doing that. And I'm really looking forward to the next year with everything that's going on here right now.
I'm looking forward to filling up a trophy case.
Yes.
Right? For we won't say anything, but boy, we're starting to get some good media. We've been mentioned in Australia, UK, US, you guys. Bloggers are getting pointed out, Tanya? Bloggers are getting calls, bloggers are getting emails. I mean, didn't you just get a phone call, Tanya, real quick about from somebody who says that they were looking and like Experience Nicola Valley was all over the place?
Oh yeah, she called me last night and said that she wanted to know how I was doing, but also like, wow, you guys are sure hitting it on big time in social media. Like everywhere when she looks up something, we pop up. Someone's blog
Perfect.
pops up. Whether it's you can put fishing, you can put outdoors, like just how's the weather, and Experience Nicola Valley pops up. Country music. Wow, we have a great country music blogger. I hear.
I hear. I gotta tell you, watch out that Hall of Fame, then way over in the International Hall of Fame for Melvina White.
I mean, it remains to be seen if we win, but we are nominated for 2 awards through the Experience Nicola Valley program, and we're just waiting to see where we stand with that. But hopefully, 1 out of 2 will happen. Or
I could tell from a Canada experience. It starts off. I could tell you from. I can tell you from a Canada experiences that it starts off with a couple, and then once you start winning a couple, they start to come more and more and more and more and more, because it takes a while. But in 2 years to start being nominated for awards, I mean, hats off to you both ladies and to the team that you have. Good job.
Yeah, I'm excited about that, and hopefully, like I say, hopefully we come out with something, but we'll see.
Yeah, exactly.
If not, you know what? It's an honor to be nominated.
They've recognized you. That's the thing. They've picked you out. They've contacted you. That's an award in itself, and that's saying you're going in the right direction. So kudos to you guys. So, Mel, I know we've covered a lot, but did we miss anything, or are we good?
Well, I don't know. You tell me.
I don't know. You're the guest. Do you want to be the interviewer and I'll be the guest? You want to switch? I guess we're good. So, Tanya, did you want to add anything before we let Melvina go and her smart, you know what?
What? I just want to thank Malva for being on and help digging the holes for those big signs out there,
Yeah,
right? And
yeah,
putting them
yeah.
in because they are beautiful. I finally got to see one. Took a drive with my husband and got to see one. And thank you for being on tonight. Great information, a lot of information, a lot of great stuff coming out.
Exactly. So, Mel, we're gonna put you back in that green room. Make sure you try some of that bannock and some of that craft beer that's locally made here in the Nickel Valley. And we'll talk to you soon. And Tanya and I will just.
Something else I want to say.
I just asked you, and you laughed at me. What can we do for you, Miss White?
I want to encourage anybody that's listening and communities to tell their stories. Because I truly feel that there's not a consultant or a tourism guru of any kind that can go into your community or your business and tell the story like you can. And I do believe that we've got all the statistics of what this program is doing, how
Yep.
the how the analytics of how many people we're reaching and all that sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't believe that that we're even reaching that we'll ever know exactly how many we are reaching, just because the stories are so personable, and the impact of them, the impact that they're having on people. I just don't think that can be monitored and exactly tracked as to how that's happening. And I also know for sure that the exposure that the blogging gets, the Experience Nicola Valley program gets, even the talk show is getting around the world for an audience around the world. And I think it's everything that's going on is just promoting the whole area, promoting the outdoor activities especially. And to be able to do that during a COVID time, I think is pretty important. And I'd also like to say, don't take our word for it. Do the research. Have a look, and you'll see what kind of an audience we are reaching, and see if you can't figure out how this program can fit into your business and into your community. Be creative, be resourceful, and be inventive.
Yes,
I
I
believe
agree.
you're the architect of your own success, and if you dare to be different, you won't look back.
Holy, that's a lot of
Wow.
philosophical. That was very philosophical.
There you go.
Well,
Very good, Malva.
yeah. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna put Melva's. You can get a hold of Melva through this email we put on screen. That will get a hold of Experience Nicola Valley. Ask them about this program. Ask questions. You can contact any of the bloggers and ask them questions and get it from, like Melva said. Don't take their word for it. Do your own research and allow you to. So, anyways, Tanya and I, we're gonna do our little thing, and we'd like to say thank you to Melvina White of Tourism Nicola Valley for being the guest tonight on Nicola Valley Talks. Well, Melvina, thank you very much, and we'll be right back with you.
See ya.
Thank you, Malva.
Wow, hey Tanya, what'd you think of that?
Oh, she's awesome. I mean, wow. She wrapped everything up, and that last, like everything she said, she wrapped it up in a nice,
Yep,
neat bow.
yep.
Put it all together, everything she had said, and put it all together. Like awesome. Great.
She'd make a great a show host, I think.
I
Hey,
think so.
I
She'd be
know.
awesome.
I know. I think I saw a gleam in her eye of being famous, and she wants part of this now.
Yeah. She was great.
Yes, she
Awesome.
was.
And she
So,
would be
any,
awesome being a host.
yeah. So, thank you very much, Miss Melvina White, Vice President, Nicola Valley Tourism, for coming on the show. And Tanya, thank you for sliding over and allowing me to be guest host. Very honorable of you. Thank you very much. I'd like to leave a note out there that if you do want to follow, and you should, because we got a lot, as Melva and Tanya have said, there is a lot going on. You can't afford not to be watching what's going on out there if you own a small business or are a traveler or are a tourism business. So search Experience Nicola Valley on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and Twitter. Follow those pages so you don't miss a thing. And bingo, bango, bongo, every single time, click the follow button. Don't be shy. It's one little blue click of a button. And you'll never miss another great show from Tanya Stewart. You'll never miss another great story from any of the bloggers, including our guest Melvina White. You will never miss a thing that happens in Nicola Valley because our stories are personal, our stories are real, our stories are boots on the ground, and you can't beat real people when it comes to tourism. So again, thank you, Tanya. Would you like to say anything, Tanya, before we sign off?
No, I am good. I like this position I'm in.
Okay, so make sure all of you Maratonians and wannabe Maratonians and global Maratonians, because we know you're out there now too, because you've contacted us and say how you'd want to be a Maratonian. Make sure to tune in next week, March 11th, when the Hat Doctor, who's here from, moved his operations here to Merritt, BC, Canada, and now he is building cowboy hats for everyone who wants one, famous or non. He will be our guest next week on the Nicola Valley Talk. So I'd like to say thank you very much, Tanya Stewart, for sliding over and giving me a little piece of your studio.
And
I'd
thank
also
you,
like
Greg.
to give a big thank you to Miss Melvina White for being our guest and telling us about this exciting program. We will see you next week, every Thursday night. Come join us and meet and listen to a Maratonian that we have on the show, as Tanya will be talking with the Hat Doctor next week. Same time, same place, 7 p.m. PST, right here on Nicola Valley Talk. Peace out. Merritt. Bye for now. See you next week. Ciao.